Hey guys, Mike Mackerling with another episode of Workout 101 on workouttrainer.com. We are going to cover the negatives on a bicep curl. How to do it, benefits of it, technique, all that good stuff. Okay. So first of all, let me demonstrate the movement for you. All right. So what we want to do with a negative is traditionally you want to do a weight that is a little bit heavier for you. This isn't necessarily real heavy for me, but just for the demonstration purposes, what you want to do, well, I'm just going to do the exercise. How's that? Okay. All right. So you'll notice that I was throwing the weight up. If I couldn't curl this weight up, that is really how you would get it up if you're training alone. If you have somebody, a spotter in front of you, that can help you lift the weight up, that's probably the best way to do it. So if you don't really know how to throw the weight up, you can, throw out your back, do some things that you don't want to do. Negatives. There are two different movement patterns, types of movement otherwise, known as concentric and eccentric motion. I'll demonstrate. This is concentric movement. This is eccentric movement. Okay? Up and down. Okay? Contraction, relaxation. Okay? Eccentric when you're squatting. Eccentric, concentric. Okay? Lengthening of a muscle, shortening of a muscle. You are always traditionally stronger eccentrically. The problem is a lot of people don't focus on the eccentric parts of the movement. A lot of people, let's take a curl for example, since that's what we're covering, will curl and then curl and just let it fall, okay? The eccentric part of the movement is where all the muscle growth really happens. Well, not all of it, but the majority of it. The reason why, you got to think of it like this. The way the muscle fibers are connected, right? They're connected like this. When they get stretched, they elongate and they stretch. That's where they kind of tend to break apart. That happens in the eccentric phase of movement. That's why a lot of people say, time under tension, go slow in the descent, come up hard in the contraction. The reason for this is because if you go slow, it's more time under tension, those muscle fibers are breaking apart. And that's what we're doing when we're training. We want more muscle fibers to break apart so that when they repair themselves post-workout, your muscles are recruiting more muscle fibers because there's more tearing of those muscle fibers and myofibrils. So when we're thinking about doing negatives, what is a negative? A negative is an eccentric part of the movement. Because we're stronger eccentrically, we want to load up the weight more than what we know we can actually curl up, okay? So think about benching. You can go down. Yeah, I got it. Oh, I can't get it. You come back up concentrically. We're stronger on the descent. That's why guys doing negatives on bench. They get a lot of weight, they go down, they go down, they go down, they go down. And then right here, their buddy lifts up off. There's benefits for that. There's reasons for that. Same thing when they're doing a bicep curl. So in this instance, we're talking about doing negatives with the bicep curl. We come up. We're slowly lowering it down as slow as we can, trying to maintain it. And then come up. Slowly, 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 slowly go down. Allowing for that slow stretch to happen and that tension applied to the biceps. This is a way to try and help and stimulate more growth out of the biceps. It's a great exercise to throw in. I would personally do it at the beginning parts of your biceps routine or at the very tail end, depending on the program. So can you throw it in? Of course. But I would specifically pick certain exercises to pair them with. Ideally, what I would do in this instance is I would do a negative biceps curl supersetted with just a regular biceps curl. So what I would do is I would start off with negatives, okay? I would do a low range number of reps, 5 or 6, of negatives, lower the weight, in this instance I'm not going to do it, and then do regular biceps curl, okay? And the reason for that is because what you're doing, again, you're starting off with an exercise that you're stronger in, okay? So you don't want to pre-exhaust, I use that term lightly in this instance, but you don't want to pre-exhaust that muscle first by doing regular bicep curls, then loading up the weight, and then trying to go for negatives, because you're not going to be as strong. So do the negatives first, then follow it up with like a regular biceps curl to where you're a little bit weaker, you're not worried about the weight as much, okay? That's how I would recommend doing it. You can do it at the tail end. You can do negatives, depending on the program, to kind of get that last stitch of effort out of the muscles to really tear it apart. But again, this is where program design comes in, to where you got to leave it to people who actually know what they're doing when they're writing the programs for you. Throwing something in there, it's kind of like you're a cook, you don't really know, so you just grab salt and you throw it on your pancakes. That's going to taste like shit. You don't want to do that. You got to know the right ingredients and what to pair them with to get the best result. And that's where guys like Dr. Jim Stepani come into play. This program was written, the exercise I'm demonstrating now is actually a part of his 6 weeks to sick arms workout program that I'm currently doing. I have actually done a lot of negatives in many of the workout programs that are offered on the Workout Trainer website, so be sure to check those out too. But remember guys, leave it to the experts, leave it to the people who actually understand program design, understand pairing, certain techniques and protocols and principles that are associated with muscle growth, strength gains, body fat loss, all that good stuff. Leave it to the experts, follow those programs, you guys will get results. If you have any questions about this particular exercise or anything else, please ask me on the Workout Trainer Facebook page, or you can ask me right here on workouttrainer.com by clicking up at the top on community, finding trainers, and then finding myself, Mike Mackerlane, and I'll get back to you guys. Until next time, take care.